Hi everyone, hope you all are good. We are here for grade 8 math. You can find all the lessons on A plus form. You have to log in there using your email address and password as provided by the administrator. There you can find list of the chapters. We're going to start with the chapter coordinate. So please make sure you have your notebook and pencil so that you can note down the important as well. Here on grade 8 math, chapter we're on right now is coordinate plane. Let's just start with the lesson that axis. So let's just learn about the axis first, axis and quadrants first. The horizontal axis is the x-axis, right? Here we have x-axis, here we have negative x-axis. The vertical axis is the y-axis. Here we have y and here we have y dash like the negative axis. This is the origin, right? Where the x and y intersect, y axis intersect each other. That is the inter. Okay, the other thing is quadrant. This is the first quadrant. This is the second quadrant. This is the third quadrant. And this is the fourth quadrant. Okay, now question is, which quadrant is the point R in? Where is point R? Here it is. So point R is in which quadrant? Okay, let's just start with the test questions. Which point is in quadrant 1? So which is the correct option, I or G? And I is in quadrant number 1. So option 1 is the correct I. I is in quadrant 1. The correct option is I. quadrant is in point B in where is point B? Here it is. So which quadrant it is? It is the fourth one quadrant. It is option one is the correct option. Which quadrant is the point L in? Yes, point L is in quadrant 3. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which point is in quadrant 1? Very good. H is in quadrant 1. Option number 1 is the correct option. Which point is in quadrant 4? G is in quadrant 4. The correct option is G. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today to move on to next lesson. The next lesson is coordinate plane review. What are the coordinates of the point T? Okay, so here is the point T. So every point on the coordinate plane is the intersection of the x-axis and the y-axis, right? So match it to the x-axis, that is -4, and match it to the y-axis. So the coordinates are -4 and Let's just start with the test questions. What are the coordinates of the point A? Here is point A. A is on the x-axis. When we have a point that is on the x-axis, the component would be 0. And A is at 4, so the coordinates are 0. Remember, 1 is the correct option, that is 4 and 0. Which point has the coordinate 0, -1? X is 0, y is -1. So R it is. The correct option is R. One and 0. X is 1 and y is 0 because the point P is on the x-axis. So that is x is 1, y is 0. Option number 2 is the correct option. Which point has the coordinate 5 and 4? So x is 5 and y is 4. F it is. The correct option is F. Okay, you can complete lesson by yourself later today. Let me just go move on to next lesson. Follow directions on a coordinate plane. You start at 6, 5. You move right 3 units. Where do you end? So you start with 5, 6, 5. X is 6, Y is 5. Okay, here is the point. You move right 3 units. 1, 2, 3. Where do you end? So you end up on 9 and 5. Coordinate is the 9 and 5. Let's just start with the test questions. You start at 210. X is 2. Y. Where do you end? You move left to unit 2. X is 2. Y is, then you move left unit 2 unit. You have to go back. So that ends up on 8, 10. It is option number 1 is the correct option. You start at 5, 1. You move up 6 units and right and down 3 units. Where do you end? X is 5, Y is 1. So you started from here. Move up 6 units. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you need to move back 3 units down. 1, 2, 3. So that would be 5, 4 is the correct option. You start at 6, 6. You move up 3 units and down 7 units. Where do you end? So you end up on 6, 3. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself today. Let me just move on to next lesson, that is find the distance between 2 points. Find the distance between the points 3, 5 and -9, -5, right? So the point have same y coordinate. They both have -5, right? So that means the line is the horizontal line. Now you can simply coordinates at their absolute value, -9 and -3. So the distance between let's just start with the test questions. Okay, the distance between the find the distance between the 2 points 3, -5, -9, -5. So just look at the points. They have same y coordinate, right? So you need to find the vertical distance, the horizontal distance between them. So you need to cal calculate the difference between the points and their absolute value. So the points are -9 and 3. -9 minus -3, that is 12. So the distance is 12 units. Option number one is the correct option. Find the distance between the points 5, -7 and 5, 7. So they have the same y coordinate. Simply subtract their x coordinate and calculate the and absolute value. 5 and -5, that makes that is 10 units. Sorry, 14 units. Option number one is the correct option. 14 units it is. Find the distance between the points 2, -7 and 7, -7. They have the same y coordinate, right? So the difference between their x coordinate is 2 minus 7, that is 5 units. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find the distance between the points -4, -2, -4, and -10. That is 8 units. Option number 2 is the correct option. Find the distance between the points 10, 7 and 10, 1. That is 6 units. Option number 1 is the correct option. Find the distance between the points 3, 3 and 10, 3. The distance between the 2 points 3, 3 and 10, 3 is. That is 7 units. Option number 2 is the correct option. The distance between the 2 points is 9 units. Option number 1 is the correct option. Okay, you can complete the lesson by yourself later today. So we were working on grade 8 math. Chapter we were working on is a coordinate plane. The lessons we have covered today are quadrants and axes, coordinate plane review, follow directions on a coordinate plane, find the distance between the 2 points. So please make sure before the next session you can complete all the practice questions for the lessons we just did. That is your homework until next session. So if you need more help with any of the lessons, you can simply click on the live chat button. Tutors are available there to help you, or either you can write them down in the chat box. I'm here to answer all your questions and confusions if you have any. Okay, then that's all for today. See you in the next session.